basically the Aryans developed a system called a Brahmin priesthood, and they've written in their language, which is known as the Sanskrit language, and they basically began to write everything in that language. Anyone who wasn't speaking that language was not considered proper. They weren't considered educated, and they weren't considered fit to conduct spiritual matters, commerce, and so on and so on. So that's the same kind of system that you had in Africa during colonization, which is to basically bring in a language that would basically put the local languages into the background. So your farmers, your poor people, people who live in the village, if they couldn't speak English, or if they couldn't speak French, they were not considered proper. They were not considered educated. They were not considered fit to conduct certain matters of business, and commerce, and that sort of thing. So, it's the same technique, same methodology that has been used by colonizers. So, language, all right? That's another difference between the African system and the Indian system. We do not use Sanskrit in the African system. We use Medunetta. We use the sacred language of the ancient Africans, which invoke energy, tone, and each tone creates a healing for the internal organs. Also, through using Medunetta, you become one with that particular energy, whether that energy is vitality and enthusiasm and youthfulness, then that's the tone that you would use. If that energy is something else, if that energy is about cleansing the body or replenishing the cells, then you use a particular tone. I'll give you an example. Atum. Atum is a tone and a principle that deals with cell regeneration. So there's just certain languages that we have that do that, and also tones. And in the African system as well, you have more vowels in many of the African languages. There are a lot more vowels than just A, E, I, O, U. There are so many. There are a few more vowels in the African languages, and therefore there are also various tones in the African languages as well. Also vibrating on the bass tone, the earth tone. That's why you have lots of melodic voice and vernacular and tones from African men and women. So that's why you find a lot of African men and women sing the way they do, not only because of the language and tones and that whole legacy of that, but also breathing, the ways of breathing in order to create certain tones to go to certain levels on a spiritual, metaphysical level. Language.